Hey guys, so good evening everybody, and welcome to Friday, the day before the weekend, and I'm pretty psyched about it. Welcome everybody. Welcome my virtual audience to a Friday edition of FaceTime with Todd Wharton. I'm your host as always, FaceTime, Mr. Todd Wharton, but that's my follower's name. How you doing everybody? I see everybody starting to come on. So let's get right to it. Let's talk about a few things. First of all, I got to give it up to Believe in You. Believe in You is a great organization founded by the first African American female NFL football coach, Colette V. Smith. So we are honored to have her support this show. So guys, check her out, Believe in You. Basically what it means is Believe in You means anything is impossible if you believe in you. And Colette is an inspiration to everybody around the world. So check her out as well. A lot of people have been asking me for celebrity bookings. You can go to bookings at FaceTime with ToddWharton.com. You can get the email on my Instagram bio. You can also go to FaceTime with ToddWharton.com and go right to our website and check out the past interviews, the whole nine. Let's talk about a few things before we get into it. First of all, I want to set the record straight. Snakes are not pets, all right? I just had this argument about my brother. When they're little babies, they're still reptiles. They still have, all these intuitions. They're wild animals, So when they grow up and be like 8 feet anacondas, they're not supposed to come out and start laying in bed with you, and they're not supposed to be petted. And I don't know I don't know what people do with snakes, but if that thing ends up biting you or wrap its arm around you and squeeze your arm off, man, that's your fault. Go get a dog, go get a cat, or how about this? Be a real man and treat a woman great and go get yourself a beautiful woman to lay in bed with you instead of a snake. I'm just saying. To get to something serious right now, as you all know, it was announced today that the legend, man, he could have had another 40 years ago, DMX, as my man died today. I actually cried a little this morning. I was friends with him. I wasn't somebody that can just call him up and get a beer, but every time I was at an event with him and he saw me, I saw him, he would always wave me over, and he was just a great guy. I loved having a beer with him, just chopping it up and just having fun. And if you guys never got to meet this guy, he was much more than an actor, a hip hop artist. He was the man. He was such a great guy, and we all go through a lot of crap in our lives, and that's why I always tell people, don't judge somebody by the negatives that you hear in the media or rumors. Just appreciate them for what they have given our lives, from movies to music. And if you ever got to meet him, you would know right off the bat that he's somebody that you can just rock with at a barbecue forever. And that's the type of guy DMX was. And rest in peace, DMX, and to everybody out there and to the family. We love you. Our hearts go out to you. And we will keep DMX in our heart because he will definitely live on forever, because there is no way his music is not going to be jumping all over every radio for the rest of our lives like it did in the past, in the present, and it's doing in the future. Let's get to something inspirational now, something special. I met this young lady a couple of years ago, and she's an amazing girl. We are gonna bring her in here right now, and with R&B artist, soul artist, growing up hip hop, a beautiful young lady by the name of Vina Love. And you're checking out her new video right now, which is Oh Me, which is pretty dope. So Vina, when you're ready, accept, and then come on in. We'll get this thing chopping up. Please come with Todd. All right. So let's see if Vina saw my request. Hopefully we could bring her in now. And then we'll get this thing going. I see Jackie Love is on here. Jackie, how you doing? We're trying to bring your niece in right now. So I'm just waiting for her to accept my request. There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Vina, how you
Hi. I'm
doing?
well. How are you?
I'm good. Are you driving?
No, my mom is. My mom is driving.
Yeah, yeah. So how are you, beautiful? You're looking great as always.
Thank you. I'm well. I'm actually going to get some food, so I'm excited about that. But I'm doing
I'm
pretty
not
well.
expecting. No, I mean, no. First of all, we all know that when you're on Todd's show, who's straight Italian, I
Hmm.
have to get some food. I
Yes.
have to get some food. Like I spoke to your mom today, and your
Hmm.
mom's like, "Yeah, my daughter can cook. She's doing this."
Yeah.
Well, now
Yeah.
you're going to get food. Where are we going right now? Where are we going? Where are we going to eat?
I'm actually going to seafood. I'm going to get seafood. I'm going all the way to Jersey just to get seafood. So that's how you know it's really good.
Why don't you just be Harlem and just go to Red Lobster and call it a night? That's what I do.
Because everybody's there. Like I like to go places where it's like not too many people and it's like, just out the way and I could get my food. I'm very nothing gets
You're
me more
busy.
mad than not eating what I want to eat. So I'm very particular about the food that I want. So yeah, I'm going to Jersey to get some food.
Damn. I'm definitely will envy the man that marries you one day, but I'm also not going to envy him because I can see you guys doing real well for yourselves. You're in
Yeah.
the mood for some Thai food, and you're going to be like, "Yo, man, let's go to Thailand because I'm hungry." You'll be like, "What
Yes.
do you mean Thailand?"
No,
I'm
yeah,
like,
that
"There's a Thai restaurant right up the block." You'll be like, "No, we
no, we're
getting on a
going to
plane.
Thailand.
We
Exactly.
going to
That's
Thailand to get
exactly
me
my
some food."
energy. You hit that right on the nail.
I can't with you. I cannot do that. So welcome to FaceTime with Todd Wharton, Vina. Thank you for being on the show, and
Thank you
thank
for
you
having
for
me.
ending the yeah, man. Thank you for ending the week. I love ending the
Hmm.
week with women. Last week we had Tara Wallace on Friday from Love and Hip Hop.
Nice.
And we got Vina Love from Growing Up Hip Hop. So
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool. So I do have to ask, like I always do, did I do you justice on the comedic promo today? Did you happen to catch it by
Say
any
that one more
chance?
time.
Did you happen to catch the comedic promo today?
Yes, with the wig. Yes, I did.
I hope
I
I did you
definitely
justice.
did. I did.
I hope I did you justice.
Thank you.
Come, yeah, of course, we have to laugh. Like part of the
Hmm.
show is about laughing. There's so much seriousness going on,
Right.
that I want to bring that laughter to people. I want to get people to get to know you
Right.
because I got to meet you a couple of years ago at Taj,
Hmm.
where you did the drip video
Yeah.
album release party. I got to tell you something. That was so much fun. I've been
Thanks.
Yeah, your aunt Jackie has been like a sister to me for
Hmm. Hey,
probably 10 years
Auntie.
now. Yeah, hey auntie, and she's like, you got to come to my niece's thing. I'm like, of course.
Hmm.
And there was so much love in that room. It was so inspirational just to
Thank
see
you.
how people supported you. Yeah, and you're like, yo, you've been going for a while, and everybody's like, yeah. And when you played the video, everybody knew it. They were
Nice.
crumping. You know what's cool? Like we'll get into it in a little bit. Your pop was so proud, like you could see it on his face, and he's rocked the biggest stadiums in the world. But I've never seen your father so happy to see his
Hmm.
daughter doing what she loves to do. And what the best thing about you is, you were doing this, and most people didn't know who
Hmm.
your pop was. And I have to give you a lot of props for that
Thank
because
you.
you were doing this on your own,
Hmm.
right? And even though you enjoyed and you respect your family, you were really making a name for yourself. I personally didn't even know. And I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, this goes good. Because when I heard the song Air,
Hmm.
I was like, okay, all right, this girl can sing, I can see it. So let's stop it up now. You are originally from Harlem, is that
Hmm.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah. How was it growing up in Harlem? Were there things about the way you grew up that inspired you to
Um,
becoming a musician?
Absolutely. Growing up in Harlem was actually really fun. um, Most of my friends are from here, like up until my adult age, are still my friends from when I was a kid. It influenced me in so many ways, especially in like my style and just being, stylish, like just having that vibe on you, like. And I feel, and this is no offense to anyone who's from anywhere else in the world, but like I feel like if you're from New York and you're from Harlem, you have that aura, like that like don't touch me, I'm fly, like you just have that vibe, and that's something, for my career, like I would definitely want to input that. Like, listen. understand this style, understand this vibe, like understand where I'm coming from. And I feel like once you know I'm from Harlem, like it kind of all ties together. And yeah, I love where I'm from. I still live here, and yeah, I just love what we represent, and I love the people that's come from here. Like you have people like Dapper Dan, you got people like Diddy who work with so many people from around here. Um, a lot of people who are who have a piece of Harlem in their heart, and I feel like once you come here for 1 minute, you just have that in you, and you understand what it means for a person to be from Harlem.
Hmm. Correct. Yeah, I'm a big Harlem fan myself. Like when I go to like Harlem Week,
Hmm.
first of all, and been on the stage with Johnny Gill in Harlem Week,
Right.
which was dope, right? And but there's something about Harlem. Harlem, people forget, used to be what Manhattan is today.
Hmm.
A lot of people don't even know that Harlem was the place to go. It
Hmm.
wasn't Times Square or the Upper West Side. Like
Exactly.
Harlem was the top of the top. And I always tell people, don't ever forget about Harlem because there's a reason why Harlem's at the top of Manhattan.
Hmm.
I'm just letting you know.
Yep.
And when I go to Harlem, um, honestly, and I'm a civil rights person,
Hmm.
there's never any skin color involved when you're in Harlem. There's
No.
just too much love. I could walk
Yeah.
around Harlem and people would just assume I'm a drug dealer and I'm good to
Yeah.
go. So I'm like, all
Literally,
right.
I think that's another reason why, like, I mean, I want to move, obviously. I want to move out of Harlem. I want to move out of New York. But the one thing that always draws me in is like, you never feel out of place. You never feel
Right.
like, I don't really know if this neighborhood likes me. I don't really, well, that's for me. That's for me specifically. Like growing up, I was always able to go anywhere I wanted in Harlem. I always was respected. I never got treated crazy. Um, Even with my dad being my dad, like people knew that, and I still lived a regular life. I still lived a normal life. And even my friends, I have Asian friends, I have Latin friends, I have black friends, African friends, and it's like one big melting pot, and everybody can be themselves and dress the way they want, talk the way they want, whatever it is, you can literally be yourself, and that's just that.
Hmm. Yeah, correct. Well, I was talking with your mom. I'm like, your daughter has the best of like eight worlds because your face, you straight Italian, white,
Yeah.
Asian, Spanish, right?
Hmm.
And I'm waiting for you to be like, yo, Todd, don't forget Ethiopian. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Now I'm actually
You
a
have it
lot of
all.
things. A lot of things. My
Yeah.
dad's Italian and black, and then my mom is
Yep.
really mixed. She's Indian, Irish, Jamaican, everything. She's everything. And if you look at both my parents, they both have like a lot of freckles. And then when you see me, I got a lot of freckles. So I am definitely a perfect mixture of both of them. But I'm just really light because of my Italian side. And then I'm Irish too. So, but then I'm also really black because I'm black and Jamaican. It's a lot. It's so much.
Man, you ever like, you ever find yourself fighting with yourself, but when you're arguing, like different dialects come out? It's like you
No,
yell at yourself and then you back up.
only because I only know one language. Like if I knew Italian and I knew patois, I think I would have that issue
Yeah.
because I'm the person that when I get mad, like I like just rumble, rumble, rumble. So I know I would have a hard time with that. But I
Yeah.
do see my temper like from all my different cultures. Like I see a piece of it, like a piece of every different culture inside of me when I get upset. So yeah.
Yeah. I love sisters. That first of all, I like
Hmm.
I've been definitely attracted to sisters all my
Yeah.
life. But I've been dating them, but I got to tell you something. As much as I love sisters, you
Hmm.
all crazy. I'm just letting you
No.
know. You
Yes.
all
Yes.
crazy,
Yes.
crazy.
Yes.
Like
And you know, like I feel like a lot of black women like we get riled up and we get defensive when you hear that angry black woman term. But I think you have to also be realistic. We
yeah.
are not the ones to play with. We are not the ones to test. We are not the ones to, you know, we're not with that. But then also my Italian side is like that too. You can't talk to an Italian woman however you want. You can't talk to a
Mm-mm.
Jamaican woman however you want. So that's what I mean by I definitely see my temper in every single like, culture that's inside of me. And I feel like for all my black women out there, we can be angry. So embrace it and that's just it.
Yeah, but the best thing about sisters, as angry as you get, you are the most caring,
Hmm.
loving people I've ever
Absolutely.
met. I live with a
Absolutely.
sister. I live with a sister recently, and I have no bad blood with her. I really have nothing bad to say to her.
Hmm.
It's just kind of messed us up. But she was so caring, and that's
Right.
why I was thinking, like,
Yep.
you guys have the best of everything. When they're
Hmm.
loving you, you got it.
Loving you.
When they're on fire, go
Yep.
somewhere else
Yes.
because she will argue in the bathroom when you're not even there. You can go out
Yes.
shopping, come back, and she's still yelling.
Yep.
And then when she comes out of the bathroom, she'll be like, "Oh, baby, you got me food," and you'll be like,
Yes, that's
oh,
me.
"Wait, what?"
Oh, I need some food.
It's like,
Give me
who are you? So I'm looking at your face right now, and
some.
the reason why I'm doing that, offline. Now I heard you do your own makeup, and the
Hmm.
reason why I'm asking you about that, in your status right now, because you're growing, obviously you have makeup artists around you, you have
Hmm.
designers around you. What decided to say, you know what? No, when I do my photo shoots and everything, I'm doing my own makeup. A lot of people don't do that. Why do you do that?
Um, I also do my own hair. I'm not fond of being touched. Like, something I always kept in my brain, like growing up. Like, I remember my mom would say, like, when I would go get my hair done and stuff, you would hear that term, like growing hands, people
Hmm.
who have demons on them and touching you and putting it on you. Yeah,
Right.
all that kind of stuff. So that always stuck with me as an adult. And as I worked with different makeup artists, some people do makeup just to do makeup, but not really doing it to the structure of your face, or you have
Right.
discoloration in different places. People are not always, paying attention to those little things. So it's just like, why pay somebody to one touch me, and they might have bad energy, and then they might do my makeup wrong, and then they might take too long, and then it just might be a whole disaster when I can do it myself, and I spend less money, and it's just me touching me. Like, why not? And I feel like when I know my time schedule, it just makes it a little easier for me. Like, a lot of makeup artists aren't able to. Well, I definitely still take long. I take like 3 hours to get dressed, but I feel like makeup artists don't really understand the value of time when you're trying to hurry up and do a photo shoot and then switch your outfit and all that kind of stuff. So, just to
Oh, yeah.
refrain from dealing with all of that, I just rather do it myself.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I have to assume a lot more artists are going to be doing that now, especially with all the crap going on right now with like
Yeah,
sexual harassment.
yeah.
Like it's like now it wasn't as big as it is. Me personally, like I'm a big innocent teddy bear. That's just
Hmm.
me, right? But
Right.
there are people out there that if you've never met them before, and you obviously are probably a little bit of a germaphobe as
Hmm.
well, I have
Yeah.
to assume, and you probably have trust issues
Yes.
that if you don't know somebody touching your head, at the same time you're thinking this mofo better do his job right. If he touches me wrong,
It's just
I'm gonna
too
smack him.
much. Like, too much
Yeah.
anxiety, too much to think about. Like, it's just, and then oftentimes too, like, I've worked with makeup artists and hairstylists, and we the you hear me? Okay, it's
Now I
my
can
kid.
hear you. Yeah, you probably hit that.
Obviously, the point of us working with each other is to help push you. You help me, I help you. You get Instagram followers, whatever, whatever. Oftentimes people get in better positions, and then you're no longer able to get in contact with them. You're not able to get an appointment with them because now they're further along in their career, which I understand and I respect, but
Hmm.
help me out. Like, I need an appointment. So I just don't
Right.
even go through any of that anymore, and yeah, life's a little bit easier.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And before we go, we have to give some love to KN Productions Media Group, especially your mom,
Yes,
Sherelle, for
they're
putting
both
this
saying right here,
together.
so shout out to them.
Yeah, shout out to them putting it together. I make it a point on every show. If a manager, a publicist, a friend refers me to somebody, I
Hmm.
always want to show them love because it doesn't happen anymore. Nobody
Yes.
shows people love ever.
Yes.
And I do that all the time. I don't even care if it's like, the President Obama
Hmm.
or this and that. I'm still going to show the younger guy or the person that referred me because it needs to be shown because
Right.
it's very to get good publicists, to get good managers, to
Hmm.
get good agents. A lot of times they don't get recognized for the hard work that they do until the
That
artist
is
wins an
very true.
award, and
And
then
we
the
as
only time,
artists,
yeah,
we tend to not verbally give them the appreciation that they deserve. So I really appreciate you for that.
Of course. Thank you, and I appreciate you for co-signing that.
Yeah.
Um, so now let's get back to food. Now I
Hmm.
heard you can cook. Is this
Yes.
true? Is this true?
Yes.
Well,
Very true.
I'm talking to your mom. I'm like, you know what? I'm really angry. She don't know me that well, but I'm like family now, and I never got invited over for an Italian meal because I can cook. I can cook. I would step in there with my Sicilian backside. I'd be
Yeah.
like, step on over. I'm gonna cut the tomatoes because we making
Hmm.
fresh gravy. That's what
Yes.
we're doing right now.
Yes. And I'm
I'm
like
telling Jackie.
literally learning to do things from scratch. Like, because
Hmm.
I've seen both sides. Like, I've seen the throw together, hurry up, let's make a meal. And then I've seen like the drawn out 24-hour process of cooking food and making sure, you got enough food to feed everybody. And even now, like, there was a point in time where I was living on my own with my significant other, and like his friends were always coming over, and I was always cooking for like 10 guys. And like, I just got used to, doing that. And it just reminded me of watching my grandmother and how she fed us, and, just feeding the household full of a bunch of kids, and then feeding my aunts and uncles and feeding herself, and then still having leftovers. I always wanted to know how to cook, but I'm learning that I have a hard time um, standing in the kitchen with my mom because she has her own way of doing things and I have my own way of doing things. And
That's right.
like, it's just, yeah, like, and I'm her. She wants things the way she wants done, and I'm just like that. So I definitely took time for myself to just, go learn how to cook, and I actually love it.
That's right. Yeah. And I agree with you on that. There have been many times I've been in the kitchen with my moms, and if I did something wrong,
Yeah.
it was like the devil came out of her. Like, did
Hmm.
you do that? And
And the
just a
same
tip
way,
too.
the
Yeah,
same way I had to prove to my dad I could sing, I had to prove to my mom that I could cook. Like, because I was living where I was living, I'm like, Mom, I could cook. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. She's like, oh yeah, it looks good. And then when I finally came home and I started cooking, she was like, all right. She never said like you're an amazing cook, but she never said you're terrible. So we're in a good place right now.
that's a good thing. And I love that. Believe me, I'm right there with you. I went through that all my life when it came to cooking. But you know what the best thing is? When you learn the cooking as a young age, women and men learn how to cook because it's a
Yes.
plus. I'm telling you, learn how
You
to
spend
cook.
less money for sure.
Spend less money and don't fake it because if girl sees that you actually can cook and she
They
doesn't
love
look in
it.
the garbage pail, I hate because I've had stories where girls be like, my man cooked for me, but I went into that garbage pail and I'm like, you know what I found? I found the to-go boxes.
Yeah.
He
Yep.
put it on the plates and he moved it around a little, made it seem like he
Hmm.
cooked. You gotta watch your man cook.
Yep.
I'm just saying. And the
Don't let him lie to you.
easy tip, when it comes to cooking, you can't screw up. Baking, you have to be precise. That's the only
Yep.
difference. Other than that, you can't. More garlic, the better. That's my
Hmm.
attitude.
Love
All
garlic,
right.
right, mommy? We love garlic.
Yes, we do. Just don't come near me after you eat garlic. Go get yourself some breath mint or something. That's all I gotta say. Um, Now let's talk about a little backtrack for a little. Now, obviously, you weren't growing up hip hop. I actually always do research on my guests before they come on because I've watched it, but I had to rehash on growing up hip hop. And one of the things I really want to know is, and I speak to a lot of reality stars, is were you comfortable airing out your laundry, knowing that millions of people would go to see it? Was that hard for you to do?
um, it depends on what it was about. Like, I'll be honest with you. The show we taped the show what, maybe like 2 years ago now? That was probably like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
barely remember half of the things that I shared, but I do know I was being very cautious. Um, I feel like my concern was really more so how it was going to be portrayed. Like, I could say something and mean it this one way, but then edits and all that kind of stuff will make it sound completely different. So that's more so what I was worried
Right.
about, because I knew I wouldn't, dig myself in a hole and ruin my life. I knew I wasn't going to do that, but it was definitely how, the edits and stuff like that. But I had to get comfortable, and once I did, I was fine.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I saw a lot of episodes, and it seems like you put whatever name that you want. But I think a lot of these shows lose its effect on what the show is about because there
Yes.
was just so much drama going on. Because
Yeah.
Love and Hip Hop, when you first hear the name, you're thinking of relationships, love. There's going to be ups and downs, but revolving around hip hop. Then when you hear growing up hip hop, you're thinking you're going to learn the life of how these kids grew up in the legacies of their parents.
Right.
But the producers end up turning it into like a family feud where it's like, if you don't have an episode where somebody doesn't want to kick each other's ass,
Yeah.
then,
And
and it
that
just
was like,
lost the whole point of it.
that was like, and I remember, now this I remember constantly saying, like, first of all, that's like selling your soul. For me to get on TV and just like every other family, me and my dad have issues. Me and my family have issues. That's a normal thing. Whatever. That's life.
Yeah,
I'd be a fool to come on this TV and disrespect my father in any kind of way, whether it be an argument or a disagreement or airing out his business, his past situations, to completely discredit the career that he's built for himself. Our family
right,
issues is a private thing. We can come on the show and, you know, shake stuff up and like show a little here and there, but I can never completely go against my family on a TV show. I can't completely go against my family at all. So definitely not on TV. And it just, I don't know, like I look at everybody else's storylines and I look at how certain people handle certain things, and I get it, like certain things are for certain people, but that just wasn't it for me, which is why we decided, like, just keep it really cute.
yeah,
Like,
and I agree with you on that
and
because
they
I
wasn't
know
paying me enough.
yeah. Uh, it's like if you want to talk trash about my father, you better come with at least six figures
Pay up,
because
yeah.
you know I'm gonna because at the end of the day, you know who my dad is. So when he starts screaming at me, I'm just gonna pay him off and be like, "I love you, girl." He'd be like,
And
"Yeah,
my
dad."
dad really, and that was another thing too. Like, I was so glad that it didn't go crazy because people don't know us and they don't know when we get upset, it really gets bad. It gets really big. The Sicilian comes out. It gets really, really
Yeah,
big and dramatic. And my dad has that temper, and I don't want people to see him in that light.
right,
If you have, you have. If you didn't, good. Like, we're trying to refrain from all of that because, we on to bigger and better things. And I just never wanted to be a liability when the show came
right.
off. Like, I still want to make my
Right.
money. I still want to have the career that I have. And that was just key to me.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, we especially being Italian, I'm Italian. We have our little quick tempers once in a while. So I agree with you that your
Hmm.
dad may have it, you probably have it, I have it. Even Jackie may have it, but
Yes.
when I know all you guys, I've been with your father on the side. I've seen you with him. Jackie, I've been around for 10 years, but there's always a great love and camaraderie amongst the family.
Exactly.
And
And
at the
that's what
end
we
of the day,
want.
the only argument, if I ever see with your family, is if I'm involved, which I highly doubt that's going to happen.
Hmm.
But I don't need to know your personal life because that's
Exactly.
personal. And I know some stuff about you and your family because I
Hmm.
speak to Jackie a lot. But
Right.
you know stuff about my family, but you know where it stays in the family,
Exactly. And
right?
you being Italian, you know that concept. You understand what it means to be a family, and you keep things between your family. And no amount of money can, no. No, and it's the fact that I am what I am, and I've been raised with these certain values. But also, I'm from where I'm from. Like, you don't do certain things, you don't say certain things when it comes to the people that's around you, the people that you love. So you just got to be really mindful. And I feel like even if they were paying more, like it's just things that you can't get me to do, no matter what.
Ex- Exactly, exactly. Now, getting to your artistic career, professional dancer. Now, you studied in a number of schools, right, to
Hmm.
become in high school, and then you went to college, correct? You went to the
Hmm.
Academy School of Arts.
Hmm.
So, how was your experience learning how to dance? Were you taught all the different genres of dance, or were you
Yeah.
staying within a particular realm?
I started dancing when I was 2. I think the first class I took was an African class. It was a ballet class, and then yeah, I was going to school in Jersey, um, and yeah, exactly. So I went to school in Jersey. I was doing ballet. I know I did a little bit of African, and then we had moved back to New York, and I went to a new dance school. I went to a couple. I went to Uptown Dance Academy. Then I went to Millennium, and I was just dancing my whole entire life. When I got to high school, I went to. My mom just reminded me of this story earlier too. I went to high school with the intentions of being a dancer. I went for performing
Right.
arts. So I
Mhm.
went with the intentions of being a dancer. Um, when I got there, they were having this. You know what's so crazy about it? The school that I ended up going to wasn't even on my list of schools that I wanted to go to. I just
Which
happened to
is the
get
one you
chosen to
wanted?
go there.
What, what did you want,
I
Juilliard? Because
wanted
that's usually.
to I wanted to go to what was it? PPAS? Oh, Frank Sinatra. That's what it was. Frank Sinatra.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yes, I
So
love
you're
that
a
school.
big tap dancing fan.
So I wanted to go there, and I ended up getting into the school. Hold on, mommy's giving directions.
I think it's down there, like to the end and to the right.
Sorry, guys.
Just going straight.
Just go a mile to the tree. When you see it, make a right.
Make it right.
That's how you do it.
No,
Just say
don't
anything.
get on the bridge.
When you see the old person bending over getting the paper, you know you went too far. I'm just saying.
So, yeah, I end up getting picked to go to the school. I go there for dancing. They have this, they have auditions for this play where some are singers, some are dancers, some are actors. But you were only allowed to be in the show if you were a sophomore, junior,
Right.
or senior. You couldn't be in the show if you were a freshman. So I told my mom about it. She was like, well, you need to just go and audition. Like, just see. Like, the worst they can say is no, but like, go and push yourself out there and, go vibe with it. So that's exactly what I did. I went and I auditioned for singing and for dancing. I ended up getting the main part in the role. And they
Nice.
end up like switching the rules for the school, which was really dope. I never really thought about it like that until she mentioned it to me. Like, you made them change the rules. Like, you should be really proud of that. So my dance teacher and my music teacher were like fighting to get me, and I was supposed to have one major. So they were trying to figure out which major I was gonna have, and they lifted the rule, and I was able to be a singer and a dancer. And then when I got to my sophomore year, I was singing, dancing, and acting. And yeah, that's really how my journey really started. I ended up, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wasn't really sure if I was going to have like this full on career of being a singer. So
I would
I was
not want you
16.
in the, I
I
would
was like,
not want you in the courtroom because I
yeah,
could see the judge like
uh-huh,
order in the court, and you'll be like, you didn't
the
just snap that
stage.
gavel at me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's just all the
judge,
nationalities come
no.
out.
But that was the thing. Like, as I got older, I was like in between. Like, do I want to be a judge? Do I want to be a lawyer? I was really with anything, but I just loved um, just criminal justice and the argumentative side of it and coming to a conclusion. Like, I just really loved that. And so, yeah, that's what I was doing during my senior year of high school. I ended up taking a year off and I started my career. I released a song with my old partner. It went viral, and that's how it started. And we never stopped.
Yeah, and you've been doing great. Now, do you write most of your songs or do you
Yes.
collaborate with a lot of, you do every song?
I definitely, well, prior to signing with Cinematic, I was writing
Yeah,
every single song. I wouldn't even let anyone give me an idea. Well, besides my older brother, me and my older brother wrote a bunch of songs together, a bunch of songs. Once I signed to Cinematic, I became more open to working with other songwriters, which I
right.
thought would be really good for me just because, you want different sounds, you want to learn
Mhm.
different things. And yeah, I actually like it. I know some songwriters now that I know I will work with for the rest of my career. So I definitely gained a lot by opening up.
Yeah, and and I keep bringing this up because I want people to notice your journey has been constantly growing because of you and nothing else.
Hmm.
Your family has a grind about you that people need to respect. Like even last night, Mike Hands from Def Squad was on last night,
Hmm.
and he said something which you have. He said, "I never let my ego get in the way of my career."
Right.
And I posted that because I want people to hear that because it's artists like you that need to keep doing that. Because for some
Exactly.
reason, when artists start to climb just a little,
Hmm.
their brain just blows up.
Yeah.
Like me, I work directly with the city, Times Square Alliance, the
Hmm.
cops. They're all on my speed dial, I'm on theirs. But
Right.
when you meet me, like when you met me, I don't care if I just want an
Hmm.
Oscar. Like, I don't care. This is me. Like,
Exactly.
if you're cool, this is the way I'm gonna rock. I'm always gonna be humble, and that's the way it should be, and that's why you've been growing. And from there, you performed at SOB, BB King's, just to name a few venues, Coca Cabana, the Apollo.
Hmm.
But you got to work with some great artists. For example, congrats, because one of the artists you did work with is at the top of the game,
Yeah.
which is Megan Thee Stallion that you
Hmm.
opened for.
Yes.
And I wish I could dance like her, but I will admit, I'm gonna admit this. I'm gonna throw it out there live. When that Yada Yada song came out and she was dancing on stage, I was trying to mimic it, and I think I broke a hip. Why I did it? I was just like, yeah, yeah. I gotta go to the hospital. But it is amazing the people you work with. Jadakiss, fabulous. Just Ja Rule, Ashanti, Jim Jones, and just the plethora goes on. Um, Now getting to your writing skills. Now you have submitted and wrote for some artists, right? I believe Rihanna, Ariana Grande. I don't think people realize your true background of how deep it goes. It's crazy.
Yeah. Like you said, I'm really humble. I don't really brag or really even I think I do it to myself, which is why I'm not like I do it with others. Like I don't really run back all of the things that I've done. Like I tend to not do that just because I'm always looking for what's next. Like something will happen, I'll be excited about it. It's like, okay, what's next? Like I need that feeling again. It's almost like a high you want. And I feel like in order for me to get that, in order for me to reach like those different pinnacles of like touching being a millionaire, then touching being a billionaire, it's like you gotta stay like this so that you can actually enjoy it. If it's like, listen, I'm a billionaire, I don't need nobody, to help me, I'm good, when it finally happens for you, you won't even really be able to have fun with it because you just,
Right.
you just change your whole character. So all the things that I've done, I am very proud of, but I know that it's so much more in store. So the career that I see for myself, I don't even think anyone has had yet. So I'm really excited.
And you should be. And I want to read something because I took something off of your bio that's really inspirational. I don't know if people ever read it. Pretty much said that Vina's goal is not only to be influential to anyone following their dreams, but also that you must work hard and gain the knowledge needed to obtain long-term success no matter your field.
Hmm.
And that's a very, very cool mantra
Thanks.
to give out to the world because the world has changed. I
Hmm.
mean, I'm older than you, obviously, but you grew up with a father who came from the blue collar era.
Hmm.
Have you seen the change between the blue collar structure and the grind to the grind that's today? Have you seen a huge difference?
Yes. I mean, I say it all the time. Like before, when you were trying to go, when you wanted a deal, when you wanted a record, when you wanted a single, you would have to go ask for one. Like bang on Motown's door. Like, hello guys. Like I can sing. This is me and my group. Like pay attention to me. Um, so in that sense, in terms of the grind, it's the same because you have people that really want it and will go get it.
Right.
Um, But now you don't need anybody. Now you just post a video on Instagram and it could go viral. You don't need someone to yes you. You don't need a label to say, okay, we're gonna put this amount of money in you and this is what we're gonna do with you. You don't need that anymore. So it's definitely different. And I feel like with that, a lot of people don't feel like they have to work as hard. They don't feel like they have to do all the interviews, go meet people and shake their hands, go take videos and pictures with people. I don't feel like they think that it's that important. So I see a difference. I definitely see a shift. But I do know there are a lot of people that are as hungry as the artists that were coming out in the 60s and the 70s begging for a deal. And I'm one of them.
Yeah, and you definitely are. Let's talk about your video,
Mm-hmm.
Omi. First of all, love the song.
Thank you.
Um, I'm a huge R&B fan. I'm loving that more and more R&B artists are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You still have R&B artists that are still doing a thing. Like I'm a big Her fan. She's really killing it right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw the video now. That looked like that video took a while to shoot because you have a lot of different scenes going
Mm-hmm.
on in the amount of time. Now, where was that video shot?
In New York. It was shot in New York.
Was that all in
Manhattan,
the
Queens.
same?
Yeah, that was one
Oh,
day,
so it was
right?
all different areas.
Yeah, it was there was like an Airbnb in Manhattan and then there's a um studio that I always work out of called FD Studios. Big shout out to them because I've even shot the drip video in that same location. No. Different location, same studio. Right. Um
And the other song, like,
and oh yeah, like it too. So I actually shot 3 videos
Hmm.
under FD Studios. They're really dope. They have a location in both of them in Queens, right? And they also have one in California. So check them out if you guys, need some space or whatever. But yeah, we shot everything in one day. It was a lot, but it's not. I think it's a lot to like the outside person, but like to me, that's normal. Like having 12-hour shoots, having starting at 8 in the morning and ending at 12 at night, like that's normal. That's a part of the job. So, yeah.
Right. Now, what was the inspiration behind the song? I mean, the song means Ome. Was that
Mhm.
from a personal experience or just something that you just felt like you wanted to write?
Um. So I actually at the time I didn't even write the song. Believe it or not, like I never wrote it down. I went in the booth. This was actually my first session after signing with Cinematic, and I went and they played the beat, and I just started singing. Like okay, nice. This is really nice, and like just flowing with it. So I sent it over. They sent me a verse back from Bailey. I don't know if you guys know who Bailey is. She's a songwriter. She's also a singer. She's her own artist. She's amazing. She's so dope. She's the first
Hmm.
songwriter I worked with, really, for real. Um,
Okay.
so she ended up giving me a verse, and I switched the verse out. So she has like the first or the second verse that's written by her, and yeah, it just flowed. It flows so naturally. But I do think at the time I was going through some things, and it was just
Hmm.
like, yo, like, bro, you need to pay up. Like, you need to stop acting like I didn't do this, that, and the third, and you ain't waste my time and such and such. Like, it was really my like that, but like
Yeah,
let's make it softer. Like let's be a woman about it. Like calm down and explain what you mean so that you could be heard. And that's really what it was. Like stop playing with me, but I'm gonna be calm about it.
that's right. Gentlemen, stop playing with the
Don't
women.
play. Stop playing.
And women, when your man is playing, you call me up and I got you. I'm just
Mhm.
playing. Yeah, it's a great song. I've listened to it a number of times. It's actually really soothing. It's relaxing, which I liked a lot. Now, when it comes to picking writers, all right, that's a good thing you brought up. Is it hard for you to find somebody to collaborate when it comes to writing a song? Because that song has to be really inspirational to you as well.
I mean, honestly, I never picked this writer or this writer. I was really just put in rooms with certain writers, and if we vibe, we vibe. I'm a vibey person, so for the most part, if I'm in a session with you, we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna work it out. If I'm in a session with somebody and it doesn't work out,
Yeah.
then they're the problem. It's not me. They're the problem. But for the most part, all of the people that I've been put in the room with, I love and I would continue to work with till this day. And I've worked with them more than once. So um, from last year up until now, we have about a lot of songs. We got like 40 songs to choose from to release stuff and put out EPs and projects. And the people that
Mhm.
I've worked with on these songs, I will work with forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's very rare to find somebody that you could be like, you know what, I want to rock with you forever. Speaking of somebody you were rocking with, we could touch on this a little. How I'm sure you and your father, all right. People don't know, father's a legendary Kid Capri, great guy, amazing DJ.
Hey, Dad.
Um, yeah, hey daddy. He's gonna be like, what? How did you just call? That ain't happening right now. So I'll be like, sorry, man, my bad. Um, when you guys ever collaborate, because I know I'm sure you guys work on certain things together. Do you guys find yourself butting heads? Because it seems that you both are perfectionists,
Hmm.
which actually is a good thing,
Hmm.
right? But do you find yourself butting heads a lot because you want it to be perfect, and you're also father and daughter? Do you guys forget about that sometimes when you're in the studio together that you're business people at
Yeah,
this time?
definitely. Um, I feel like, well, me and my dad don't really bump heads when it comes to music and stuff, like, because he knows how strong I feel about, being able to have my own input. We
Hmm.
recently did a song together for his album. If you like watch his lives and stuff, I'm sure he previewed it. Um, and he had did like a whole song, and it was like the last day, like to like submit anything for the album, his deadline, his personal deadline.
Okay.
Like I did the song. I did the song. I need you to put a verse on it. And go do what you got to do and send it back to me. I'm like, okay, fine. So I go in the studio. I record. I have to match his vibe while also being me. And we did it. I sent it over. He loved it. He edited. He edited the song to his liking. and then it was done. No bumping heads, simple process. His part's there, my part's there, and it's a done deal. Now we can move on. So I think we definitely, well, of course, I keep the respect, for sure, because he's Capri and then he's my dad. Like, of course, he knows what he's doing. But he's his respect for me as an artist has grown tremendously, and I think we're in a great position to work together.
That's awesome, and I love hearing that stuff because when you find families that really grow together, but they're also apart doing their own thing, but they always find a way to come back
Mhm.
and keep it moving. That's awesome. Like I always talk about your Aunt Jackie, she talks nothing but love about you and your
Thank
dad.
you. Thank
And
you.
she's and that's why I'm like, I got to meet this family, Jackie. She's like, no, you got to meet my family. We've got barbecues and all that. Now, speaking of the future, obviously COVID has affected a lot of people when it came to music. Are you excited about 2022? And the reason why I'm saying two is because I'm a producer for events here in New York, and I let it pretty much postpone my events most likely to 2022 because I want to make sure everybody's safe, not
Mhm.
just my artists, but also the people coming, fans of the artist. Are you finding that it's better for you right now to concentrate on studio, making more music, and
Right.
then just wait patiently to come out in 2022?
That was exactly what happened. Like when COVID hit, I like went through the depression stage of like, oh my god, I can't perform, I can't go to the studio, I can't do all these things. Um, when studio, you alright, mommy? When the studio opened back up, I was in there, like I was in there. I didn't care. I was in there, like they were like, oh, let's just wait a little bit. Nope, we're not waiting for nothing. Like get me in there and let me work because once I get in
Mhm.
my groove, it's a little hard to take me out of it, and we'll get so much from it. So that's what we did for this whole year. So I have no more weight in me. I have no more patience in me. So now I need to find a way to perform. I need to find a way to release this music. I need to promote these songs and these videos, and then go back into hiding and record some more songs and prepare for 2022. But I
I
refuse to
know.
sit down this
Mhm.
summer.
Yeah, I can't see you sitting down. I
Yeah,
mean, you're driving to Jersey to get seafood.
yeah,
Who does that?
yes. It's not a game. If I could fly to Jamaica for some oxtails, I would.
What?
Yes.
Man, if I fly to Jamaica, I'm not coming back for like a month.
Yeah, that's me.
I need to get a tan. I need to get my olive skin going.
Hmm.
That's what I'm saying about that. So we got a little time left. Are you working on a new album right now, or are you just concentrating on singles at the moment?
So that's what we were doing. The goal was to prepare for the album. I was like, okay, well, I need like 30 songs. Like, I need to make 30 songs, and then we could choose from there what's going to be singles, what's going to be EP worthy, and what's going to be album worthy. And we actually exceeded that number. And we're just organizing now. Like,
Wow.
I didn't want the pressure of, oh my God, I'm making an album. I'm making an album. Like, every song has to be this great for an album. It has to be a number one song because that's one of my main things. Like I want every song to be able to stand on its own. Like if you hear it as a single, then it's good enough. Like it's a great single and it's amazing. And then you find out that it's on an album. It's like that's a plus. So now we're
Mhm.
just organizing music and just trying to plan out this next season properly to prepare for our next season.
That's great. And when I was speaking to your mom, I mentioned something to her with all the looks that you have, and you have a very good look on screen.
Thank
You
you.
ever thought about moving more into the acting field while you're doing the music? Because I'm all over the place with film and all that, but when I see somebody who has a good look and a good charisma, you have a look that you can play so many different characters, and
Hmm.
you're very comfortable on screen. Have you thought about taking up more acting classes as you're doing your music to
Yeah.
perfect more of your talent?
So I actually love acting. I love being able to call myself an actress. I love it. I went to school for many years for it. Actually, I would say probably like 5 years. High school, well, 6 years. High school and then college. When I got to college, that's when my acting like upped it. Like I had to up it a little bit more because now I was taking speech classes. I was like learning how to use my palates and like my throat to properly enunciate and get my voice out there on stage without a mic. Learning how to strip myself of all emotions, learning to strip myself of all personality to now become another person, being able to study another person's life and, having to bring that out on stage and on camera. So I spent a lot of time really studying how to be an actress. But once my career took off, it was like, music, music, music. Like, get the music out there, get lit, then go find an agency and find somebody to put you in these like Hollywood top tier movies. Like, but then I went and worked with who is this? A friend of the family's like their son. He does these 90 second short films. So I went. He was like, "Yo, I got this dope film where it's about this wife and her husband. They get married, and the woman he was with prior to her, she comes and destroys the wedding. So he asked me like, do you want to be the wife or do you want to be the woman prior to the wife? I was like, the
The
woman
woman
prior to the
fire.
wife, of course.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
don't
the
want to be
great
the wife.
role.
Like, I would have messed some stuff up.
That's right.
So I came to, so he wanted me to audition. I came for the audition and like I did the part one go, and I got the part immediately. And we went and shot it. And to see myself with a gun, like a big bazooka, killing everybody in the wedding, it was like, yeah, I love this. Like for me to be a completely different person on screen, and now I'm back to myself, and to watch it is just like that's really crazy. So I love acting.
And where can we see this?
Say that again.
And where can we see this?
Uh, this is I'll actually repost it on my story. I mean on my page. This came out probably like 2 3 years ago. So I'm gonna repost it. I'm gonna see exactly where he has it posted at. But the film ended up winning an award for what's it called? Short film is something. The short film
Short film of the year,
In
yeah.
California.
in California. Yeah. So it ended up winning an award. So that was really, really dope. So that was like my first real like go be an actress. Like go do that. So I'm excited. I'm just waiting for the window to open. And then I went and did a voiceover for a cartoon that's on Netflix. Well, I don't want to say a cartoon, but like animation film. That's on Netflix. And it's called what's it called? Fearless. It's called Fearless.
Mhm.
The main characters are Fat Joe, Jadakiss, I believe
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union's in it, Yara Shahid's in it. Um, and to see that I was even able to do that, like voiceovers are even fun. Like those are great because when you do the voiceover, you don't really see the full cartoon. Like you see the outline of the cartoon, and then once your
Mhm.
voice is added and they put the movie out, you really get to see it all come together. And it's like, yo, like
That's
that's me,
so
that's my
cool.
voice. Like
Yeah, that's
so,
so
yeah, I
cool.
love it. I love the whole movie thing. I love being an actress.
That's dope. I love that you're expanding your talents. And I see your car stop. Are you at the spot?
Yeah.
That's perfect because we're about to wrap it up. Because listen, I
Okay.
want to stay on your good side because I definitely want to have you back on the show because
Yes.
I'm not getting in the way of an Italian, African, Spanish, Ethiopian, Greek, Puerto Rican stomach. Just
Yes.
not doing it. Just
Yes.
not doing it. So, Vina, I definitely will have to come back. The show's getting bigger, and I'm out in talks with the studio right now, which is really cool.
Nice.
Um, so I definitely want to have you back on soon, and it was awesome to have you here, Vina.
Thank
If you
you
guys
so
don't
much for
know
having
her,
me.
of course, you guys can follow Vina on Instagram. It's VINA_love, and you can definitely follow her. You can follow me at Todd Wharton Official. We interview celebrities 5 days a week from all industries, every day at 7 p.m. And to give you an update on what's coming up, we have mayoral candidate Eric Adams will be here soon. We have the founder of the Bitcoin Foundation, Christopher
Ooh,
Shrem, is going to be
I
here.
need to meet him.
Okay. Oh yeah, we got Steve Samuelis, Hollywood director, is going to be here. And the amazing KC and his father from Coming to America, John Amos, is coming back
Nice.
on the show. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And Sadat X from Brand Nubian is going to be up in the house soon. So we got a great lineup coming up. And our season ends April 30th. And I have an amazing lineup coming up for that. Sheila, maybe I just threw that out there. I don't know like that. But guys, again, Vina, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Please get me some lobster.
I
I'm
got you.
starving right now.
I
I'm
got
going to the corner store to get Chinese food, so I'm done. You know, but guys, please practice social distancing. Please wear your mask.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't care if you don't want to do it or not. At the end of the day, it's not just about you. It's about the people that are around you. Because no
Absolutely.
matter who you are, if you're a woman, a man, your race, you're a kid, you're an adult, we're all human beings, and we all deserve to live the same fruitful life every day.
Mm-hmm.
And we all deserve it. And we all should take care of each other. And please look up to this woman because she's a grinder. And
Thank
she's somebody
you.
that's going to be a mentor for a long, long time. And I appreciate you. Okay?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Go enjoy your food. And guys,
Yes.
as I always say, it's Friday night. Enjoy the weekend. And if you're not living a passionate life, then whose life are you living? Guys, have a
Period.
great night. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.